Moon gang, hello, hello, hello. It is Friday afternoon, my friends, my ape friends. Excited to be here. Couple more hours to go till we hit that weekend, and on top of it, AMC, it's as simple as the fact that it's trading at $34. GME trading at 162.71, just below 163. And I mean, interesting. So in the midday session, we had this nice movement in here between, I don't know, noon and noon 25, something like that. And I was on Twitter. I was like, boom goes the dynamite. And they're like, hang on. I think someone said it's only up 40 cents. What, folks, what are you talking about? We have this beautiful run from 32 all the way up to 34.50. I mean, that $2.50 run on a $30 stock, I'll take that. If every time we look at a midday session, we get a nice $2.50 run, I will take that day in and day out. I'm excited. Green. I mean, good stuff. Sorry, I get excited, but I just like seeing apes. I like seeing apes P&L go higher and higher and higher. And when we're talking about a $32 stock, a $2.50 movement, I mean, to me, it's a good thing. I mean, I'm excited about it, but hey, maybe I just get a little bit too excited and it's not everyone else's fancy. What is this? Team, I drank coffee through his mass today. It was pretty cool. Oh, I missed that one, but definitely sounds interesting. Let me make sure that I'm properly live on this. Got AMC. I like that. What was this other one? Got AMC. Shout out Paul. And then did we successfully go on all of this? I think we did. Who knows? All right, let me give you a quick Vortex update, and then we're going to go through some of these other things. Very quickly, Bitcoin holding 46,000, looking strong. You guys know me. I am long and strong on crypto. Crypto at large. I'm not day trading it. I'm not swing trading it. I am basically just seeing what it's going to be like a decade down the road, 2, 3. But here's my opinion on crypto before we get back into the AMC GME world and all these other stocks, whatever else is going on. I think crypto's at a very interesting psychological spot. So case one, we have people like Elon Musk who are very, very bullish on it, to the fact that his comments, his tweets actually directly impact it. So they're bullish on it. And then you have other companies, Apple, MasterCard. When they accept it, that's social acceptance. Not only is it social acceptance, but it's also like corporate America acceptance. That's a big deal. And we see that when, Apple's accepting it, it goes up. When Tesla accepts it, it goes up. When there's rumors that Amazon's going to accept it, it also goes up. But on the other side, if maybe the naysayers, when they come out, crypto has attracted this group of people who it's very much like fighting against the man. So when you have a government coming out against it, they're like, well, no, if you're coming out against it, this is exactly why we need it. So just from the most high level general, viewpoint of crypto at large, just the crypto sector, I just don't see how it loses. It's either going to be accepted by people, namely these business titans and businesses themselves, and that's going to help. Or if people start coming out even more against it, of government, like, hang on, this needs to be regulated, people are going to be like, well, that's why we need this crypto then, because there's too much regulation. And then, of course, you could get into the nitty gritty of different governments and what they are or aren't doing with their own equivalent of the Federal Reserve. And I think there's a lot of valid arguments there. But to me, it's as simple as this. I do not see how the crypto sector at this point has too much critical mass. I don't see how it loses. I think there's going to be multiple winners. I don't think it's going to be like one coin, because I get that all these different coins, like, they have different, we have a store of value, we have utility, we have a digital currency. There are different points. So I think there's going to be multiple winners across the board. But in a general sense, I just don't see how crypto loses. It's come too far, and it has too much of an advantage of how it's pitched psychologically right now to possibly lose. That's my own opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm dead on. Maybe I'm underestimating it. Maybe it's going to run farther than I could wildly dream. But I don't actively trade these. It's not a medium-term trade. It's not a short-term trade. I own Bitcoin. I own Ethereum. I own Cardano. I own Doge. I'm in various other cryptos. And all of them, I'm going to be in them for a while. I'm not actively trading it, not at all. Hang on one second. What was that? Hang on one second. All right, folks, I think my computer's here. I'll be right back. I'll leave this up. Mail time, mail time, mail time. Mail time, mail time, mail time. Mail time with Steve from Blues Clues. How do I get into this? How do I get into this? Mail time. Mail time, mail time, mail time. There we go. There we go. All right. What happened? Apple. All right. It looks like the computer came in, folks. So hopefully we're back up and running, because if you were watching the earnings announcement video with AMC and like weird things were happening and it seemed something was going wrong that shouldn't be going wrong, it looks like we have a fix. It looks like allegedly they fixed my computer right here. So I'm assuming Tim Cook himself personally fixed this. They said that they fixed the rear vent shoulder. I don't know what that means at all, and it's very hot. I don't know if computers should be sitting in a hot, like if you're in the Philly area, probably the East Coast in general, it is seriously hot and humid out. So this is actually kind of hard to hold right now. I don't know if that's the best for a computer, but hopefully after this, hopefully by this weekend, hopefully by next week, we are firing at all cylinders with the tech setup. So let's see how that goes. But fingers crossed that we're not having any other problems with batteries, I guess overheating, Wi-Fi signals, hacks, anything like that. Hopefully we are firing at all cylinders. So shout out to Tim Cook. I'm assuming he personally fixed my computer. I think that's how Apple works. Actually, let's take a look at Apple. Why not? Why not? It's Friday afternoon. We do whatever we want. 149. Look at that. We get the delivery and the stock goes. Oh, actually, Apple looks like it's about to break out of 150 and run. It's been sideways trading, but man, oh man, Apple is looking purty. Apple is looking very, very purty right about now. Okay, I see a lot of people are asking for Vortex, so let me do that really quick for you folks. Okay, AMC, nope, that was GME. They've borrowed $2.28 million. So the net isn't that big, but remember, this is saying return shares. This is not saying shorts covered. There's a big discrepancy between that. Return shares is one of two things. First, it could be shares that went out on loan, never went short, and are just being returned. That could have happened today. I could have rented $1 million this morning and returned them, and then that would be $1 million. It would be $1 million out, $1 million. That is possible. The other scenario is shares went out on loan, they went short, the short covered by buying back, and then they return them at earliest 2 days after it. And that's because of the T2 settlement. So this is in no way shorts covered today. 2 million shorts did not cover today. Maybe, but that's not what this data point is saying. Return shares is one of two things. Shares out on loan, never short, getting them back, or shares that went on loan, were shorted. Then after a 2-day settlement cycle, because we run on T2 here, that's the earliest that they can be returned. So yes, they are returned to today, but the question is what were those shares actually doing? Were they short? Were they not short? We don't know, but we just know this is how many were returned today. So anyway, return today, but these 2.28 million could have actually gone short today. That is very possible. They could have borrowed them. They could have gone short. They might wait till Monday to short them. I don't know. We all see that these numbers are going sky high. I mean, we have a net borrow against AMC after some of the highest shares on loan we've seen in a hot minute. We are at 112 million now, folks. I mean, look at these shares on loan. Seriously, hang on. Once this loads, look at this chart. Look at this chart. We are swinging back up. We have this low on June 10th. The shares on loan, this was the most recent relative low of 78 million. We're now at 112 million. We are coming back up right to this region. I mean, roughly with this crazy run up, that was in the realm of 125 to 138 was like roughly where we're at. We're not that far away from it at all. So it is kind of interesting to point out this trend that ever since this low point on June 9th, June 10th, all we've done, shares on loan has gone higher and higher and higher. The trend is obviously upwards. What does this mean for you? What does this mean for me? It means that the overall aggression of these bears, the people betting against the stock, is going higher and higher and higher. It's becoming a greater and greater magnitude. Now, does this alone mean that a squeeze it has to happen? No. First of all, nothing in the stock market's ever guaranteed. What this means is the overall pool of bears that could be trapped is getting larger. So what we're looking for is some sort of technical breakout where all these bears feel the pain and we want them to rush for the doors and hit the buy button so they close their position. So basically right now, the situation is becoming the fact that more and more people might have to hit the ejecto-cedo button. And the more that have to hit it, the higher the proverbial ceiling of how high we could go with a short squeeze. So the best scenario is really we want the most amount of shorts in without driving the price down. That's the ideal scenario. We want mucho shorts, but enough where it doesn't overwhelm the demand and diminish the price. So we want really as many shorts as possible where we're at equilibrium between supply and demand, so the price level is constant. And then we want a breakout where all of those shorts, the max amount of shorts, is absolutely squeezed into oblivion. That's probably the best way I could probably explain it, but let me know if I confuse anyone more than I actually help people. In terms of GME net return of 63,000 and the short interest is 10.36%. So a different trend right now with GME and AMC. I know sometimes the AMC and GME on an intraday basis, the charts can look similar. Like right now, they're not the exact same, but they're kind of rhyming. We dropped and then around 10:20, 10:30, they started moving upwards. So not the exact same, but they're somewhat rhyming. But in terms of the data that we're seeing in the back end, not as many similarities as we're used to seeing. They don't necessarily trend up with the short interest at the same time, trend down. And I think part of that is that right now, over the past month, GME has had very low volume. Personally, I'm just hoping that that's a symptom of summertime Wall Street. Not many people trading right now. It is July, August, typically seasonally, those are down. People are literally on vacation, just not in front of their streams. They're out getting some vitamin D, being healthier than I am. So I'm hoping that as we get close to the end of the month and really kick off with September, I'm hoping that we see some exuberance return to GME. And honestly, I hope that we see the exuberance that we saw at the start of June return to AMC. Across the board, volume is low. And this isn't just for these stocks. We are seeing this for many stocks. So I'm hoping as we get close to the end of this month, school starts back up, yada, yada, yada. I hope we see like some volatility and some volume really pour back into the stock market. Hey, Matt, how do you feel about SPRT through next week? Through next week, that's a little bit of a tough call. I mean, I'm currently long on SPRT. I don't like what happened today, but we also do have support at 822. This is that gap fill I was telling you about this morning. Exactly this morning, I was like, hey, it gapped up. Could be a gap fill. And that's what it ended up being, unfortunately. Right here, it's gunning for a perfect gap fill. A gap is when you open at a price that's higher than the previous day's high or lower than the previous day's low. So for example, yesterday the high was 820 and today we opened at, 962. That's the definition of a gap up. Now, there is a statistical advantage to playing a gap fill. So if you gap up, playing against it. If you gap down, playing long on it. The issue there is it doesn't necessarily have to happen the next day. Some of these gaps they could get filled in 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. Some of them even take longer. But there is a statistical advantage to playing gap fills. And if you happen to play the gap fill on SPRT today, you would have been right. I mean, the perfect way to play it is if you were long, you locked in your profits at open and then played the gap fill. But that's hindsight bias. Today, it could have broken out of 1071 and ripped all the way to 1188, $12. You don't know. It's hindsight bias. And that's why you're always just trying to optimize your risk to reward. It's honestly that simple. You look at the best risk to reward situations and you play them time and time again. The goal of trading, you're never, ever going to be one of these people that every single trade you make money on it. The point of trading is to continuously take high risk to reward options, or as in trades where optimally you have low risk, high reward, and you just do that time and time and time and time again. That's what trading really is at its core. Is like you're just... Even if the odds are stacked in your favor or against you, it could go the other way. Think about it in terms of blackjack or poker or something like that. If you're playing poker, yeah, if you're dealt pocket aces, there's a very, very good chance you're going to win the hand, but it's not guaranteed that you win that hand. The point is always take the optimal bets when the optimal scenarios are presented to you. But as for next week, I don't know. I'm looking for the bounce off of support right here. We have support around 820. I'm looking for that bounce. I have no idea going into next week. It's always just watching how a stock reacts to levels of support and to levels of resistance. That DKNG call for next week was 55, not 100. My fault. Thoughts? 55 for next week. Okay, obviously a bit of a different story. I'm happy you're doing the 55s and not the 100s. You're in an interesting scenario because you're so close to it. It's very, very possible. I mean, if it holds 53, you're looking better. But even with that, you're playing. The only thing I like your position. I like your strike. I just don't know if you gave yourself enough time. That's my only concern with that particular trade. And I see that with a lot of option trading is people are just not giving themselves enough time. That's a huge, huge issue. So I like your trade. I am bullish on DraftKings. I own it in my retirement account. I'm bullish on the sports betting industry in general. Penn, that owns Barstool. FanDuel is not a public company. DraftKings, I think Fubo acquired Balto Sports, which is another betting thing to pair up with their TV. Overall, betting, online gambling, I'm bullish on it. And that includes DraftKings, which I guess some people would consider to be a front runner in the industry. I just don't know if you gave yourself enough time. Something like DraftKings that I like in the long term, Tesla. I'm trying to think of some of the other industries that I really like, AMD, NVIDIA. All of those ones, I think the optimal way to play it, in my own opinion, is to own a bunch of stock and then every so often just sell covered calls against it. Because I think they go sky high, but in the meantime, you could sell calls against it. The monthly calls, like just kind of go higher than you think it could possibly go that month and collect that money. I think that's how I want to play companies like this that I want to be in for the long term. Hey, Mac, what is the thing with Wish? Are you in it and why? Happy birthday. Oh, no, I had it up this morning because people were asking me about it. It got absolutely demolished in its earnings announcement. It's down 21%. It made a new all-time low today at 669. I just had it up because people were asking me about it. I did read about it when I was on lunch. I mean, its earnings were not good and it lowered its guidance. But it does also seem to be like a bit of an overreaction. So I need to do more research this weekend, but I guess I'm wondering if this might be a good reversion play of saying, hang on, like I get that it's down, but it seems like it might be down a little bit too much. But with this, today's honestly the first day I really looked into Wish. So I want to do more research on it this weekend. But the only reason I have it up is because it got decimated by its earnings, and I'm just starting to question if it's a good reversion play or not. I tried your cover call lesson the other day, picked a cheap stock, just to go through exercise, made 17 after cap gains and SC. I've had enough left for 12 pack of Natty Ice. Here you go. What's going on, Gary? Paying off his Natty Ice bill. I love that, Gary, man. That's awesome. AMC currently showing green bar on MACD daily. So I saw a lot of people on, I guess in the Twitter sphere talking about this, and I do think that it's important. So let me bring it up. MACD, it's another very common technical indicator. If you want to know the math behind it, I have that video on my channel. You could check this out, but it's just another oscillator, and it's kind of showing you this momentum. So for example, when it's green, we saw a lot of momentum. And then right when it turned on June, 21st, 22nd, a lot of people like to see the crosses when it goes from green to red, or the exact same thing, the crosses in these lines, to kind of be a reversal in trend. So for example, we had this big bull trend, and then the 21st to the 22nd, right in here, a lot of people were saying, hang on, maybe this is the time that like it might be a switch in trend, and it went from bull to bear. And now we've been in a bear trend for a while, but people are starting to point out, hey, guess what's happening? We are crossing right about now. And who knows, that might lead to another craziness like we saw from, let me get this time segment, May 13th up to June 21st. A lot of people pointing this out, and obviously it could be green for a day and then cross right back over. That is possible, but I'm looking for more of a sustained, continued trend. And I very much hope we went from bull to bear to, I hope this is now an official additional bull trend that we explode sky high, but obviously time will tell. When the shorts cover, I just want to buy TMI a case of avocados. I feel like I'm missing out a little bit on that particular joke. But I guess if we're going to send them avocados, what is this one? Hang on. Someone just got kicked. Trey's chest hair, a mod just completely guillotined someone, but now it's not loading on my end. I don't know what they said. Sold a put SPRT 5, sold a put SPRT 323 preem, 2 worst / best case. Stark, hang on, I'm not exactly following that. Sold a put. So you created the position by selling a put, as in you think SPRT is going to stay above 5.5 by March 2023. The best case, the way you make your maximum profit is if SPRT is above 550 by the day of expiration. That's your max profit. And the worst case is SPRT go, I don't know if you have that hedged or not, but if you just sold a put, like sold a naked put, the worst case scenario is SPRT goes to 0 and you have to give someone 100 shares valued at 550, which would be $550. DPLS on the rise again, so my AMC to buy it. I don't know if I would recommend that at all. I don't know much about DPLS. DPLS. Oh, no. There's not a single part of me that thinks DPLS is a better play than AMC. This is a penny stock on the OTC markets that will probably end up just becoming a pump and dump, like so many penny stocks on the OTC market end up doing. I think AMC is an exponentially better play than whatever this is, but a penny stock on the OTC markets, I've seen this end so poorly so many times. I would not buy a single share of this, even though it's only 14 cents. What's going on with the shills right now? Hang on. Pure clickbait. What is going on? I'm trying to catch up here on some of these people, but it looks like they're just getting, I mean, shout out to the mods. They're always like crushing these Gregs who are coming in. OTC, these penny stocks, I mean, some people make a lot of money on it. I just am not one of those people who have been able to figure it out. And I think it's few and far between who are successful OTC penny stock traders. Some people do it, but a lot of people just get seriously burned and lose a lot of money. It's honestly that simple. What's Robinhood up to? It's trading below 50. What is IWM doing? IWM kind of selling off as we're closing out the day. AMC holding up with a lot more strength. I mean, AMC's green on the day by 2%, but IWM, as in the Russell 2000, down 0.73%. So kind of bucking the trend there. Happy to be back. Rona had gotten me for a few weeks. Good to see you and Trey still fighting the good fight. Miss you guys. Shout out Paintball, Bacon, and Trading. I'm happy that you're back. I don't know the TMI avocado thing. If someone could explain that to me, I'd be appreciative. I get financial advice from Fortune Cookies and Magic 8 Balls. All signs say DPLS is garbage. Yeah, I mean, I think that's just sold my DPLS for profits, now buying AMC. So some whipsawing going on in DPLS. Hey, if you make money, like, I'm not against anyone making money. I'm just saying, for me, the OTC penny market, I've learned my lesson. I've gotten burned enough. It's just not for me. For some people, they crush it, and that's cool. I'm a fan of anyone figuring out a methodology for themselves that is profitable. Certain people are very good at long-term trading. Others are short-term trading. Other people are options. Other people are futures. Some people are crypto. Some people have weird combinations of all of the above. That's cool. It's all about what works for you, your psychology, the amount of money you have in your accounts. You just have to find something that makes you net profitable. And when you find that, well, then you just double down on it and you do it time and time again. There's not one perfect thing that is going to work for everyone, because we all have different risk tolerance. We all have different backgrounds. We all have different schedules. We all have different things that we're interested in. Some people want to track penny stocks. Other people want to trade live cattle futures. So I wouldn't say like everyone has to trade this way or that way. It's all about what makes you profitable, and then you just double down on that. What about Clo 420 expiring next week, 340 call versus 80K put? Last time I saw such option volume was AMC with 900K expiring. So with it, I mean, the options chain, I guess for lack of a better word, on Clove is definitely bloated, but it doesn't matter if the stock's not moving there. The option chain itself being bloated with a lot of action isn't going to mean anything unless the stock starts moving up. And the last time I checked Clove early this morning, it wasn't looking the best. Yeah, it's down 7%. So this could lead to fireworks if it moves upward and it starts to go, all those options that are out of the money go in the money. That, excuse me, that's when you could see a lot of fireworks. But right now, if it's not moving, the option chain isn't really going to matter to you. Someone said SPRT, no more shares to borrow. Maybe on whatever brokerage you're looking at, but in general, its utilization, I don't believe is 100%, is it? I could double check that. I don't want to give out any wrong information. Let me check the utilization on SPRT. Hold tight. SPRT utilization it might be at 100%. Right now, it was 98 to start the day off, but then they borrowed 20K more. Or 100,000 more, 113,000. It very well might be at 100,000 or not 100,000. They borrowed 100,000, but interest utilization might be 100%. Very possible. Could the price action with AMC have done anything with the reverse repo being over 1 trillion? No. Right there. I mean, you said it yourself. The reverse repo is 1 trillion. AMC is a $16 billion company. It is very much a drop in the bucket to try to I guess, connect, what's on my hand? To try to connect the repo market, the Federal Reserve, and what they're doing to a single stock, and a stock that's not even the biggest stock in the stock market. No. If you're talking about repos and that stuff, maybe it might have a pack on the impact on the titans such as like Apple and Microsoft and these huge businesses. But AMC, no. The Federal Reserve is not doing reverse repos for AMC. I mean, it's just the money, the difference in the money, 1 trillion in reverse repo versus 16 billion in total market cap. You can't draw that correlation. Matt, check out the Ape Andy newest video 812. I'm like, I maybe if I have some time this weekend, I've seen some of Ape Andy's videos and I like them. It's just one of those things that I don't really have too much time to just watch a ton of YouTube videos. My own YouTube consumption has severely dropped off the charts. A lot of people talking about Ethereum Classic. What is going on there? Ethereum Classic. What is the best one to do? ETC USD. I mean, it's moving, but it's not like that crazy. It's actually not doing that much at all. I don't know why so many people are commenting about it. Matt, check out Ape Father. He is the best. No, it sounds like Ape Father sent a bunch of his, like, I guess, compadres to come over here and talk about it. I mean, the dude needs a little bit of help. He's going to get people in trouble with this protest. He's going to get people in serious trouble. And like, listen to him talk. I hope he gets the help he needs. Who knew becoming an astronaut? Shout out. TMI hates avocados. Easy way to mess with them. Also, AMC is less than 1% interest rate from where we did this $70 run. Happy. Joy. Shout out Ernie. I don't know why you would. I mean, I like avocados. Like, I'm not obsessed with them, but I'll eat them. I think aren't they considered like a superfood? Like a lot of dietitians like love that people eat them, and like, I don't know, I feel like everyone's like, oh, they're a superfood, you got to eat them, all this like healthy fat and protein and blah blah blah. I'm definitely not going to hate on avocados. Check out Charles Payne Twitter. All right, Charles Payne. What do we have? Love it. I see it, but like to stay mum, ready to talk smack at 1,000. You seeing today's AMC support? It's been 8 weeks since a Green Friday. Today might be the day we break that. Love it. Shout out to the Silverback. One of the Silverbacks, Charles Payne. What is this? 2.4 hours left. Are you going to the movies this weekend? Let me know in chat. What is this? Snopes is a fact checker. SEC protects the market from illegal manipulation. New David Milkinson, co-founder and 50% shareholder of fact-checking site Snopes, write and publish dozens of articles containing plagiarized material under a fake name. Fact checkers. Oh. Snopes is a fact checker, is the same world of the SEC protects the market from illegal manipulation. Oh, the SEC. You know what's coming down right now? Like a rock hood. Hood coming down. All right, I think we're up to date. Matt, what do you think about the 38 call for AMC August 27th? Love what you do, man. Keep it up. Brian, 38 call for August 27th. I like it. I'd probably like it more if we talked about probably more of the September monthlies, not really August. Just make sure you're giving yourself time. That's one of the, like I said, the biggest issues I see with options is that they don't have enough time. Love the stream, Matt. It's Friday afternoon and we're getting into the weekend strong. Need your energy level at least an 8 LFG. Shout out Ken. I mean, I agree. This is right here. Boom goes the dynamite. He's getting people to harass St. Jude. Sick. I guess, can someone on my Discord, I don't really want to comment on that unless it's true. So if someone on Matt Live Questions can tell me a little bit what's going on between St. Jude and whoever that crazy guy is. I hope that's not true, just for I guess humanity and humanity's sake. I very much pray that that's not true. It is true. It is true. Okay. It is true. In mod general, hang on. Before I say something about this, let me just see. What is it? Oh, I mean, well, the record is St. Jude has no record of Matt Kohrs donating. Yeah, because the money hasn't been donated, you dum-dum. How obvious is it that I said it goes till Sunday, like it ends on Sunday? You could tell that this dude in his life has never done any form of donation. You don't donate per day. You donate when the donation drive is over. I don't know. And I mean, I don't know. Like, what's the point in even me talking about it? The guy's a nobody. He has a small channel that's only at its small size because he uses my name and he uses Trey's name. No one goes to him for education. He doesn't know anything about the stock market. He's like this old guy who's just using drama with people. Whatever. What has he done? He's made a fraudulent GoFundMe where he just got people to send him money. He's like, we got to help. Like, what? Okay, here's how donations work. When the drive is over, you donate the money. It's that simple. He's a pathetic person with a single digit IQ level. Don't worry about him. He's not going to go anywhere. Like, it's almost frustrating that someone like that is almost marring and belittling the name of like what's actually going on and such a great charity and such a great effort by the Ape Nation community. It's not even the dude. It's not even worth our time. It's disgusting. It's absolutely repulsive. That's like the best word. As a human being, he is repulsive. Any family that has ever had to deal with something like this, to have this Nimrod do this type of shit, all that does is it's just going to make me donate more money to it. Like, okay, cool. It's honestly best ignore him, whatever. He's showing his true covers. He is showing you that as his core, as a person, he is a vile, disgusting, repulsive person. It's that simple. I don't know how to make it more clear. I'm not mincing my words. I'm like, oh, maybe no. Repulsive, vile person. He's a liar. He's a proven liar. He lied about me. He lied about Trey. He's only big because he says my name. He's only big because he says Trey's name. No, he's a crazy person. We're dealing like that's one of the issues with the internet. Whether you're sane or not, you're allowed to post things on the internet. We've seen it before with other creators. They come on, they make a splash. Someone thinks they're important. You give it a month, you never hear from him again. Crazy. He's just a crazy person. He's a disgusting, repulsive, vile person, and you leave it at that. And it's honestly that simple. It is literally that simple. But for those of you who want to actually know what's going on, for maybe some of you who don't know about donations, when the donation drive is over, I will post whatever proof you possibly want me to prove. But like right there, do you think I'm so dumb that I would risk my entire career by not donating this money? Like, think about that even logically. And that's so dumb that I even have to bring this up because just as a human being, I wouldn't ever sleep with myself. Like, what, as if this is some sort of scam? Like, what? There are so many logical holes in this like dipshit's argument that it's not even worth it. Tell us how you feel. Shout out, Steve. Let it go. Let's talk more about you saying avocado wrong. It's like ostrich, avocado. Put on a bandana to end out the week. Oh, we're doing it. We have the bandana right here. Matt, you don't have to post anything. We believe you. I'll do it because I think it's more fun that way, so everyone can see like the total number and everything. I want to do some sort of like, I don't know, big reveal of what the final number is. It's called projection. What's going on, Artsy Cart? All right, right now, AMC, let's not let it take away from the fact. Oh, actually, hang on. Folks, raising money for St. Jude. If I ask you, you don't have to send in a super chat. I'd prefer that you directly donate. If you want, you can get a shirt. You can get a super chat Matt shirt. We have various shirts here. And as you can see, 100% of the profits are going directly to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, a charity that is near and dear to my heart. If you go to the top left, right here, you can see all this. 100% of the profits going right there. Worthwhile. Check it out. Check out the website. Check out what they're all about. But just to give you the brief overview, it is for children. A lot of them are unfortunately diagnosed with cancer or other very serious diseases. This is a hospital in Memphis, Tennessee that helps them, helps out the family. And basically, they don't pay anything. They come there because the last thing these families and everyone wants to deal with is a bill at all. Like that's not on their mind. That's not something they want to have to consider. And I think that's what's so cool about it is they do an amazing amount of help for an amazing amount of people, their families, these kids who were dealt a very, very poor hand, unfortunately, by no fault of their own. And that's what this money goes to, is making sure that they never, ever see a bill, just to make the very bad situation a little bit better. Just a small percentage increase to not make the situation any bit worse. It's for things like this, it's honestly like the least someone like myself could do, and I'm more than happy to support it. What's up, Matt, my guy? This is a super amazing that you're doing St. Jude and all they help the children that they help. By the way, what do you think about October 15th calls for 34 strike? Not financial advice, of course. October 15th, 34. I mean, they're going to be pricey because you're at the money. If it depends, you would want to go farther out of the money if you want to be a bit more risky, higher risk, higher reward, or you could keep them at the money or go even in the money if you want to be a little less risky. So as you scale from in the money all the way to out of the money, that's the risk reward is getting greater. As it goes up, higher risk, but also higher reward. And so that's really a question for you of like, how much risk do you want to take? What do you think the potential reward is? Hang on, I have a very easy solution of what I could do here. Very quick. Let me switch one thing. Austin. Oh, that's hilarious. That's too funny. Hang on. How do I go to community? All right, let's see what we could do to... Man, why is everything so slow? I hope I'm not lagging with you guys. All right, there we go. There we go. I think we are A-okay. We're rocking into it. We have about 15 minutes to go until Power Hour on this beautiful Friday. Beautiful Friday. Love heading into the weekend like this. The thing that I'm most impressed about right now is how strong AMC is holding up, even though IWM is right now getting its teeth kicked in. Matt, is the girl modeling the shirt your girlfriend? No. Looks like we're Eskimo met some girl who said she was on a girl trip with other guys. Cap, what's going on? Been a while for the suspenders. I miss holding up your pants. I don't think they're by me right now. I think I've been getting these crates of all the stuff that's being sent in, so I think that's upstairs. We'll bring back the duck suspenders next week. I don't want you to feel lonely, Matt's duck suspenders. Matt, you are the true ape father, LOL. Shout out. God bless the children. Marcy. Oh, sorry, I was on the mod chat trying to get that figured out. Just turned on the closed captioning. Kat Moores. Shout out. I wrote her. She's a top dog and literally works with Margot Thomas. Let's, lure this guy. Matt, my cousin works at St. Jude and the main person who handles all the famous appearances in commercials and interactions. I will call her and give her a heads up about if you tell me it's legit. Oh, here, Marcy. Here, can you, Marcy? I'm gonna DM you. We're on. All right. Where are we at? Just went to and ripped him. I've supported as St. Jude for years, and his video has costed some donation. Yeah, I mean, it's silly. But for me, I'll just donate more. It's honestly that simple. I'll just donate more, especially if it's like damaging it in somehow. Is that girl modding? Right. It's a charity guy that's still going. Like when I've seen individual transaction donations, charity. What a idiot. They fade away and ignore him. Give him a platform. Don't worry, I report him. All right. Well, AMC holding strong in a close. I believe, who was it on Twitter? I want to give it where it's due. Someone was tweeting. Oh, here we have Stonks Our Life. Pointed out that this is the first Friday in a while that AMC is going to be green, which is definitely interesting. Very, very interesting. Hey, and it might be the official change of trend. So we're seeing the first green AMC Friday in a while. MACD's trending around. We've acknowledged and respected the support between 30 and 32, namely 32, multiple times now. I mean, I know it's been a rough go of it, really all of July and half of June, but this might be the start of the turn. We're looking for the breakout really of 36, and then we want to see that test of 40, 42. A test of 42 and a breakout of 42 with respects to AMC's price levels is legitimately a big deal. Big deal. Fake MK IG account buys 40K followers to look legit, asks for cash for special tips, privilege info, etc. 1% of people he messages bite. Simple. Yeah, be careful with that. On Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, I am Matt_Kohrs, and then on Rumble and on YouTube, I'm just Matt Kohrs. But make sure on both of those, I'm verified. The ones where I'm just Matt Kohrs, I'm verified. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, I'm Matt_Kohrs, and I'm not verified on any of those. But check the spelling. It's not Matt Kohrs LLC official. There's no I. It's an O. It's not a 0. Just double check. Ding-a-ling, shout out. Oh, brother. Hey, Matt, seeing a lot of similarities to the June run-up. Do you have the same feeling and confidence in another run-up? And based on past historical data, any guess on when it may happen? So historical data is not going to tell us anything about this because it's not a normal move. Beyond the fact that AMC and GME are the definition of a black swan event, it's a high volatility, high volume type of a thing. It's very, very abnormal. So there's not enough data on this type of a thing to properly use to project it forward. So whatever we're seeing is very much on the frontier, first of its kind. We should not be comparing AMC to anything that's happened previously. We should not be comparing GME. It's just such a new black swan event. Absolutely, absolutely crazy. So I'm with it. With this, I guess, movement, I'm hesitant to say, okay, it's exactly like this. Do I feel good about this? Yeah, no, it has me excited. The first Green Friday, the MACD turnaround, I'm excited. But I mean, I guess I've always been excited with this because I think it has unbridled potential. But right now, the trend, it looks like we're finally getting out of this bear trend. But obviously, hindsight is 2020, and we need to see more things play out. Thank you for the dedication to this community and supporting St. Jude. Shout out, Sean. Matt doesn't know suspenders to feel lonely. I see how you are. Matt Kohrs. Duck shirt. The duck shirt's with me every day. Duck shirt Kohrs. Hey, Matt, can you check RMED? Shout out, RMED. Well, IWM still really, really falling. RMED. Not really moving. Ray Medical Systems. It ran up, got crushed, but right now it's kind of just boring and sideways. I don't know much about it fundamentally, so maybe there is a fundamental play here of what they're doing. I don't know if they're going for FDA approval, a successful test. That's possible, but what I'm seeing in the chart, it just seems sideways and boring. I wouldn't mess with that one personally. Not my cup of tea. Hood bouncing off of this previous support, fortunate for it, but it also might not last that long. Matt, isn't it weird that each AMC resistance line goes $5 increments like 40, 45? Not really. Just because think about it, a lot of humans like to place those trades at that level. Instead of buying at 41, they're like, oh, okay, I'll buy at 40 instead of selling at 44 or 46, they'll sell at 45. You see a lot of resistance and support around those key psychological levels because it ends up becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy. Enough people are watching those levels that it ends up becoming important. So I don't really find that to be that weird. Definitely more of a human psychology type of a thing. All right, let me go back to what else do we have? Let's check out SPRT. How's that doing? The gap fill. Okay, 830. It gapped up, didn't hold it. SPRT, how's Virgin Galactic looking? Man, I got out right on this breakout at 34. This is what shucked me out, and then it cratered anyway. If I just held those puts, it would have done so much better. But instead, I lost money on it. What else? Tesla's at 717. NVIDIA. What else do we have? AMD. It looks like that's coming back down because didn't it have... I want this AMD. If you're in it, you're definitely looking forward to close above 110 on the day. So we had a nice run. Oh, it's just kind of acknowledging 110. It might just kind of coast and close. We're almost at power hour, about 5 minutes out. Formation taking us a mother of all short squeezes. Shout out. What's poppin'? New Ted Lasso. Oh, I didn't see today's episode, but obviously I'm excited for it. Very excited for it. You know what I wanted to check out? Ooh, you have to sneeze? Excuse me. How is Matic doing? I still don't have it. I still have no position on Matic, but I just see a lot of people getting more and more excited about it. Is this the thing? What's special about Polygon? What's special about Matic? Can anyone give me a quick synopsis? Polygon crypto. The Ethereum's Internet of Blockchain. Polygon is a protocol and framework for building and connecting Ethereum-compatible blockchain networks, aggregating scalable solutions on Ethereum, supporting a multi-chain Ethereum ecosystem. Built by developers for developers. That kind of seems actually pretty impressive. And I don't really know any of these founders. Advisory board. Their advisory board is Ethereum Foundation, Bankless, ETHHub, Coinbase. Interesting. I'll have to dive more into it. But that video, when I was like, okay, everyone, tell me like what crypto you're watching. A lot of people were talking about Polygon, which is trading under Matic USD. Interesting. It's definitely spiking my interest. I didn't realize it was like connected to developers for using it on top, leveraging it on top of Ethereum. Matic is like Uber for blockchain. Stop it with one C's. It's not human. Oh, I don't have time to be one of these multi-sneezers. It's just so dramatic. Like, get it out of the way. Either you're going to sneeze or you're not going to sneeze. We don't need anything. We don't need someone that's asking for all that attention. DraftKings recently acquiring Golden Nugget. DraftKings, what else do we have? DraftKings, I want to see how's NVIDIA doing on the day. NVIDIA bouncing off of 200. UPST people are asking for. UPST is looking strong. I mean, it's up 14%. I had another good earnings call. This is what UPST does apparently on earnings calls. It broke out of 140 and ripped, and it's continuing. I mean, the volume's going down and hit a new all-time high. I wouldn't chase it, but if you got in right before earnings, I mean, you're crushing it. Upstart Holdings, congratulations. What's halted? I don't know what's halted. Probably a fair share of stocks. DraftKings is using NFTs Matic to the moon. DraftKings is using Matic for its NFTs Matic to the moon. Like I said, I have no position, but maybe I'll buy some. Matic got hacked and robbed. Stay away. That might be true, but I mean, Ethereum has previously been hacked. Bitcoin has previously been hacked. I mean, a lot of cryptos have been hacked. I don't know if that's an issue necessarily with the crypto itself, and more so maybe the brokerages or the exchange. Ethermine is using Polygon/Matic as a payout method for miners. Oh. Hey, brother, I need more AMC shares. In your best non-financial advice, what's a good options play? For like relative to AMC right now for AMC, I want to see more of the trend actually start, and then maybe AMC calls themselves. But other than that, we've just been talking more about covered calls and credit spreads. So for example, just like whatever core stock you like, selling some calls against that, as in creating covered calls to get some extra money. So for example, today, I have 2 Roblox ones sold at 88. They're going to expire. I'm going to get $108 or something. So I'll be able to get 3 more shares of AMC just from the premium that I sold against RBLX. But I'll have to wait till this is over. The day has to close out. The apes are wondering if you could refer to George W. as a camel toe from now on. The massive camel toe on the 5-minute is about to rip. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to ask Trey about it, because Trey is very much the person who started George W. So I'd have to make sure it's all good with him. That's it's not my terminology to really change. Oh, hey, Mark. I have shares in my bank broker. In the case of market recession, would it be safer to hold all of my shares in Fidelity in case of the mother all short squeezes happens and my bank isn't liquid enough to pay me? I don't think a mother of all short squeeze is going to cause your bank to go under. I mean, I trust Fidelity, but I would also just trust your bank. Like, especially if you have a well-known bank, I think you're going to be good. Yeah, I don't think you're going to have to worry about that. There is some worry about like banks leaving and not being able to pay. Hey, if I can't guarantee anything because obviously crazier things has happened in the stock market, but I don't know. I think you're going to be good. I think you'll be good. So I bought in August 2245 call option on coin for 1535. It's around 1870. It's as long as it's in the money, do I not have to worry about theta burn, or can I still go below? No, you still have to worry about theta. So the only way you wouldn't have to worry about it going below 1535 is if coin is trading at whatever 245 plus 1535 is. So as long as coin remains above 260.35, that is your break even point where you're not going to at least lose money. So if it's above 260.35, you're in the clear. You're not going to lose. Your worst case scenario is breaking even. But right now, 1870, the way it's coming up with that is because you have intrinsic and extrinsic value. So your intrinsic value is coming from the fact that you are in the money. It's just the difference between the current value and also the strike you bought it at. So it's currently trading at 261 and it's at 245. So you have an intrinsic value of just over $15. That extra money is the extrinsic value, which is the time until expiration, some volatility. Those are going to be the main aspects of extrinsic value. So for you, as long as it's above 260.35, that's your break even point if you're holding it till expiration. Or right now, you have more profit based on that value because of the extrinsic aspect, the volatility and the extra time until expiration, which makes sense because with more time till expiration, there is a greater likelihood of a movement upward or downward. So you're getting extra value from that, of the fact that it could move from now until August 20th. Juggly. I hope that answers. If you have, obviously follow up if I confused you more. Vortex on SPRT is high. TP, it's over 60% short interest on support.com. What's going on with SESN? My call option just took a hit. Monday was my birthday. Flames game. What's going on? Young Flames. Let's take out SENS. Nope. What was it? SESN. Wait, your call option shouldn't have taken a hit. They should be looking good right now. I mean, this stock is moving. I don't know what your expiration is, but if you own a call, if you're long on a call position on SCSN, I mean, today you should be doing good. It might be a little less valuable than from 1 p.m. Eastern today because you're roughly at the same price level, but more time has passed, so you're closer to expiration. But overall, if you've held it for 2 days or in excess of 2 days, you should be looking good, man. Matt, check Synthetics Network, SNX, also very impressive, like Matic, only smaller market cap. This for charity. Have a nice weekend. I mean, all of these are going to go to charity. People don't have to distinguish it. It's all going to go to charity. Oh, it's halted. Oh, so maybe Young Flames, that's probably why it took a hit. It might just be because the stock isn't trading right now. So the brokerage, that's probably just like a mess up. So you're waiting for the market to turn it back on and it should return to normal value. It sounds like it just is halted. But you might want to look into why it's halted. So it depends on the reasoning of a halt. If sometimes it could be a volatility halt. This is not a volatility halt. So it sounds like something else is going on. Let me check on Benzinga. Hang on. When was the halt? Hang on. Filters. Okay, so right here, SESN resumes trading at 3:10 p.m. Eastern. So in about 6 minutes, it's going to start trading again. And at that point, your call should return to normal, I guess, whatever it is. Halt pending news. Hang on, something is going on. Someone is saying that it denied by the FDA. Okay, so that's not good. If it did get denied by the FDA, the stock's going to drop. when the halt's over. Quotation resumption news. And so is it going to start trading right now? Well, now I'm curious, but it sounds like it didn't get a FDA approval on whatever. I have no SESN position, just so everyone knows. Hey, Matt, what's your prediction on AMC for the next week? 550 shares from New York holding here. Next week, I'm just looking for hopefully a bullish follow through on the MACD crossing over, the respect of their support at 33.50, at 32. So I'm looking for the trend to reverse, but also I'm not guaranteeing anything. That's just what I'm personally looking for. Matt K tagged you with my donation receipt to add to your running tally. Hey, I appreciate that. The Beard of Doom, thank you so much. All right, I want to make sure I'm up to date with all of this. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So it looks like we have about 4 minutes. I'm trying to find any news. So I feel like the news should be here. So right here, FDA declines to approve, I don't know how to, Sesson Bio's bladder cancer treatment. That's not good. That is no bueno, folks. No bueno. FDA has determined that it cannot approve the BLA in its present form. Usually FDA approvals, the stock spikes. Usually FDA denials cause it to fall. Let's see what actually happens here. Hang on. I want to see, is there, I think there's a chance in about 2 minutes, a little over 2 minutes, that when this reopens trading, I mean, it's just a fundamental driver. And this is why I personally don't like trading the biotech pharma industry. Is it's binary on a lot of these things. Either they get approved or have a successful test, or they don't whatsoever. Matt K, shout out, Beard of Doom. I appreciate that. Actually, I think that would be really cool. So and I completely applaud you, if you decided to do a personal donation to St. Jude, I would love if you could send that to me. If you could send a screenshot on Twitter, Matt_Kohrs, DM it to me. My DMs are open. I would love to create a collage of all of them and do something with that. So if you feel comfortable, obviously, like hide personal information, but I would love if you could do that. If you did do a personal donation, if you could screenshot it, send it to me on Twitter, and I'll make some sort of collage and we can kind of go from there. But I think that would be pretty cool. Look at the level 2. Yeah, I mean, this is like the common sign of a halt because it's just not trading right now. The bulls, the bids and the asks are commonly pulled, but it should start trading pretty soon. Is buying a call put options for AMC GME hurting or squeeze potential? That's a very intricate question. It can help it, but it could also hurt it. I'm talking about specifically buying calls. Previously, someone gave me a really good analogy. Picture it like this: buying calls that go out of the money. Imagine that you're in a game of tug and war and you're going back and forth. The apes are pulling one way, the bears are pulling the other way. Buying out of the money calls is like saying you have these really, really jacked people that can help you, but they can't help you until you get to a certain level. So once you get to that level, as in it's going from out of the money to in the money, once you get there, it really helps. But that's the big question. You might not get there, and then that means that people might have just wasted money. So it can help you, but it could also hurt you. As in, it hurts you in the sense that it could be wasted money. But if it goes from in the money or goes from out of the money to in the money, that can prompt what's referred to previously as gamma squeezing. And that's what I'm saying in the scenario of tug of war. It doesn't help you until you get to a certain point, and then at that point, it can really help you. So just picture like all these jacked buff guys. Right here, SESN is back open, and we have a notable gap down. A huge what's it trading at? What? Are you kidding? Look at this gap down to 86 cents. That stock just got annihilated, folks. Annihilated. And honestly, like, I'm sorry if you're long on it. Obviously, you don't want to. I'm not happy for your loss of money by any means. But this is why I don't trade biotech, because you just never know when things like this are going to happen. If it got approved, this stock would be ripping higher right now. You're flipping a coin. It's very much the flip of a coin, like, because unless you're working at the FDA and you know things will or won't happen, if it does get approved, this stock would be sailing right now, but it got denied and the stock falls. So it's just, unless you have insights or some sort of special knowledge of like what is or isn't approved and its likelihood to get approved. But look at this. This thing just dropped. It cratered from $6 down to 70 cents. That's a good reason why I don't trade bio. Like, it's just, it's very, very risky. Very, very risky. Wow. Like, and of course it halted again. Now it's a volatility halt. That's an actual, like, we could see it here. I like Benzinga because it gives you the halt. Right here, volatility trading pause. That's what's going on with SESN. That stock just got annihilated. Annihilated. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is no bueno. That's an ouch. That's an ouch, ouch, ouch. Hood is apparently picking up for whatever reason. I don't like that. I feel like Hood is just on it's fighting with, it's on its last legs. It keeps coming down to this support in the high 40s, and I think it's going to run out of buyers, and it's going to just fall from there. Really, thanks for the St. Jude stuff. It feels good knowing the community is doing more than just buying and holding stock. Yeah, I mean, and some people, if you want to buy and hold stock, hey, all the power to you. But for me, it's something that matters to me, and I saw an opportunity to like kind of turn something silly, the super chat Matt thing, into something very positive. For me, it was a joke, the super chat Matt thing, because I guess I just don't really like care about these keyboard warriors. But I do obviously find it frustrating that people are trying to delegitimize a very real and useful and amazing charity, in my opinion. And I would fight vehemently for that charity. All right. Did anyone, so I know someone was in SESN calls. Was anyone in SESN puts? Like, did anyone just make a ton of money on that? Matt, you mentioned you blew up a couple of your brokerage accounts in the past. What exactly does that mean? Oh, I would have accounts that like I started with like $1,000, and then by the time I got done with them, they were like at $80. Like, I just had such a percentage loss that like there was no coming back from it. So I'd have to restart with a new account. So that's what I mean when I say like I blew up those accounts. Matt, how can a stock lose 83% of its value while it was halted? Doesn't trading stop during? Yeah, because it didn't lose when it was unhalted. These were the first trades that came through. Remember, it's all about a willing buyer and a willing seller. So no one traded, and then as soon as the halt stopped, the first willing buyer and the first willing seller went through at 70 cents. That's all this is still like these are willing participants, and it's that equilibrium of supply and demand. The supply and demand said it was worth 70 cents. That was the lowest seller and the highest buyer came through at 70 cents. This trade didn't happen during the halt. It happened right after the halt. That's a very good question, Joe Miami. Why would they ask the CEO of a movie theater chain to come home their fake movie and watch a movie? It feels belittling. I mean, I agree with you. I tweeted out about it. Like, I just think it's absolutely insane and borderline disrespectful that they did that. I mean, I'm right there with you, Sinner San. Hood's moving. It's bouncing off of this technical support. We have support at 49.30. It's bouncing off of 49.11. But I think it's short-lived, and I'm excited. I want to know. Now I'm just wanting to know, when does this end? 3:10. So it's probably, is it a 5 minute? It could be a 5-minute halt, potentially a 10-minute halt. So let's see. Let's see. Man, that stock, that was a brutal. Is it trading yet? Nope. Volatility halt. I wish it said when it was. Well, what's this? What's next for Sen? Traded higher on Friday in anticipation of the announcement of the company's expected FDA decision. This is the classic buy the rumor, sell the news. I mean, this isn't a technical trade by any means. It's just binary. Either they got approval or didn't. And in this scenario, they didn't get approval, so it fell like a rock. It could easily come back. This could be an overreaction. People might be like, hey, it didn't get it as an approval, but it still might have more value or other things in the pipeline. It could come back. I mean, even if it's a volatility thing, like it might just bounce to like 3 or something. Like that's possible. I have no plans on trading it. Like I'm not in it. I have no position, but I'm definitely here for the fireworks. It looks like it's going to be a 10-minute halt. So it was halted at 3:10:15. So at 3:20:15, it'll probably resume trading. Matt, hashtag our time is greater than their money. Shout out Walken, Big Man Dan, shout out. Who had puts? I'm curious who had puts. All right, let's stand up. Let's work on our 6-packs, folks. Let's work on our 6-packs. Friday. All right, we are good to go. SESN was denied by approval. Halt 310. Not good. Not good. If I put an order for AMC above the asking at 34.35, does that make the price go up? Sorry for the dumb question, new investor. No, this isn't a dumb question. It doesn't go up. You will get a fill at the NBBO, the National Best Bidder Offer. And in this one, you'd get a fill at the National Best Offer. You wouldn't get the fill at 34 or 35 just because you put it in that. Like if you wanted to do AMC right now, get a buy at 40 and you put in an order at 40, you're not going to get filled at 40. You're going to get filled at whatever the lowest ask is, which is right now 33.61.60. You're going to get the fill at the lowest ask, even if you put your bid in above it. That's what the NBBO is there for, the National Best Bid and Offer. I see some people saying member stream because there's like FUD going on. Can anyone can a mod let me know? Matt, is it true if you get transfer from brokers, you get the real shares? You already have real shares. Okay. If in some scenario you were the person who bought shares from a naked short, which is possible, you still have legal ownership and rights to a share, even though it's a counterfeit share. It's not like the SEC police or FINRA is going to come around and be like, sorry, but we need to take those shares. They're fake. It doesn't worry. So you still, for you, if you're defining a real share as in like a legal, legitimate ownership of AMC, and it's not going to be taken from you, that's already done. You don't have to transfer your brokerage for that. So you're telling me the gamma squeeze is like having the mountain as a weekly 80 AMC call and buff 24/7 as a 145 call. Thanks for saying, Jude. Yeah, pretty much that. As in, they're allowed, the mountain and buff 24/7 get to join in as soon as we get above those price levels, and then they pull even more. But 1,500 shares at 34.26. Did I get a pretty good deal, or is that high to ride this out? Just curious, based on TA made 34.26. I mean, that's good, Jason, for sure. Right now, I think good entries are kind of closer to that 30-32 region. But honestly, we might not see it again because we do have the breakout at 33.50, and this might be the lowest support. So at that point, you're in at 34, which is 75 cents away. So that could be very good. We might not see that 30 to 32 region again. I mean, very obviously, the lower the better, but you just don't know what the lowest low is going to be. Someone said they are shooting down payment for order flow. P Del Toro. Del Toro, could you just let me know where you're getting that info from? Did they vote? Did the House vote on the payment for order flow? Art Alf, shout out. Thank you for that. All right, we're live. SCSN, back at it. 121. Is it going to trade? Lots of a bid. Wait, hang on. Did it already get halted again? 2 new signals. Halted again. All right. So it was halted within, it took 16 seconds for it to halt once again. So we already have another halt. Hey, Matt, bought 10, 15, 28 calls. Thoughts? That is a lower risk. So I would say that is, for me, I would take a bit of a riskier one. So you bought it in the money for far out. So that was actually very expensive. And that might be, for me, I take higher risk trades, but that's just where I'm at in my life. So I'm not saying your trade's wrong. I'm just saying it's relatively lower risk. Del Toro. Okay, thank you for that clarification. I appreciate that. Shout out to the team over at Trader TV Live. PLTR, forgot the ticker. Hope you're doing well. Oh, okay. You're talking about Palantir. All right, Palantir. Let's see how Palantir is doing while we're waiting for this to unhalt. 28 for October. Yeah, I mean, I am bullish on Palantir, and October gives you enough time. I think that's a good trade. What's your thoughts on the PYC network data? Katsu, I'm not informed enough on it to give you any like legitimate commentary. I would just be making stuff up. Unusual Whales reported it. All right, let's see what Unusual Whales is talking about. If you don't know who Unusual Whales is on Twitter, it's worth a follow, I would say. Some good info. Where is it though? Unusual. Where is the account? Oh, it's unusual_whales. Robinhood higher following report. Dems shelf plans to ban payment for order flow. Robinhood higher fall. Oh, so that's why Robinhood spiked, is because of the payment for order flow. Gotcha. No bueno. No bueno. Here, I'll tweet this out so you guys can find that account. No bueno. All right, that's... I wonder how long it's going to be for. I wonder who the particular political figures were that decided to shelf that. Once again, Robinhood higher, as in hood right here. Higher following report, Dems shelved plans to ban payment for order flow. I wonder who the particular political people were. Interesting. I'm down about 52% on the 34 calls. Expiration August 21st. Would you roll or let it ride? I would roll. I'd like to give myself more than a week for sure, especially when it comes to AMC. What happens if All Apes requested a paper stock certificate from the broker? Would it expose naked shorts and create mother of all short squeezes asking for a friend? I don't know if we can all do that. I don't think you're necessarily allowed. I think people could literally just say no. I don't think all brokerages offer even the service to get paper stock, paper certificate. Dover Kenny, we have the shares now. Shout out Art Elf. Alf. Is Sens trading again? It was halted at 20, should restart in about 5 minutes at 3:30:31. Add 10 minutes. It will probably end up getting halted again, I would assume. Nope. I'm so used to Sens that this is the new one, and I keep messing them up. Not good, not good. So we have about 5 minutes, and then this will start. But if you're just tuning in, what's going on with SESN? It was running up on anticipation of an FDA announcement, and then the announcement came out, and it did not get approval, and it fell. So this is why there is that saying in the stock market, buy the rumor, sell the news type of a deal. That is exactly why we have the saying. If you want liquid IV, don't forget to use your code MOONGANG. They're not banning payment for order flow. I guess not. But it sounds like it could very much be a for now thing. Obviously, you can revisit bills and push a new bill. I want to dive into it this weekend and see why in the press releases, financial committee. Let me see if I can find information. Committee House. Let's see if we can find a press release to see what's going on. August 11th. August 11th. Nope. Payment for order flow. Dems. News. I'm looking for anything I can find that's breaking on it. What is this? Protocol. House Democrats are considering a bill to ban payment for order flow, the industry practice that brokers have used to offer free trade for retailers. This was written on May 5th. I'm just trying to find any breaking news on this payment for order flow thing. Yeah, it sounds like this is something I'll have to dive into this weekend. Can we find out about it on GovTrack? Because I think it was HR 4617. govtrack.us. Let me look at the bills. Ooh, I think it's 4617. It was introduced by Brad Sherman. To require SEC to carry out a study on payment for order flow, to require a right to provide recommendations on payment for order flow. How do we see where this is? I guess GovTrack is like being slow to update what's going on. But we know it passed committee and it was supposed to be heard by the House. I'm wondering if the House voted on this particular bill or if people are referring to a different bill of what's going on. Interesting. Would a share recount in theory expose higher outstanding stock? Yes, it would, but we already know the outstanding stock is 513 million because there's been no dilution since then. A share recount does not expose naked shorts. And we know that from June. People are talking about Zero Hedge reporting on this. All right. I do definitely trust Zero Hedge. Another good account. I mean, it's a huge, nope, that's the wrong one. Where is Zero Hedge's account? Here we go. All one word, Zero Hedge, 1 million followers. Robinhood spikes after report that SEC folds on payment for order flow ban. The SEC folds on it. So other people were saying Democrats, but this is saying that it was the SEC. Oh, nope, right here. Dems quietly shelve plans to ban payment for order flow, opts to study the issue after Hood lobbies moderates to on committee that payment for order flow has democratized trading. More on at 3:45 Fox Business. Okay, at 3:45, let's listen to this, and I want to listen to it. 3:45 on Fox Business. I'm not saying I'm in any way fan of Charles, but it sounds like this is interesting. Who is the FSC, Financial something committee? Financial, what is this? The House Committee on Financial Services. The U.S. Why did they shelf it? Why would they do that? The government is completely paid off. And if we look into their sponsors, it will be people from Wall Street. And we actually know that they were just lobbied. Shelf plans to ban payment for order flow, opts to study the issue after Hood lobbies moderates on committee that payment for order flow has democratized trading. So if I were to actually reword this in a way, another way you could say this is Robinhood paid off the moderates on the committee to shelf payment for order flow, if that's how we want to do it. Lobbies, very, very interesting way to just say paid off. A very, it's a fun way. It's a thesaurus way to say it. They lobbied it. No, they gave them money to not let it go through. So, am I surprised that Charles used that word that they lobbied? No, let's be a little bit honest. They were directly paid off. That's why Robinhood popped. Because and even if you look at this pop, it went from 50 to 51. So that's a 2% gain. If you do the math, okay, 2% of the market cap. So right now it had here's the quick math on it. It's worth 43 billion. So at 52, it's worth 43 billion. Roughly, hang on, let me do 0.02 times 43. I mean, we're talking about what, $860,000 maybe? So if we did 10%, that's 4,400,000. I mean, they paid these people less than the market cap bump in the squeeze, or in this little pop, is my point. So they had to lobby, aka pay off less money, most likely, and we could probably look into this. We could see the lobbying fees. I'm pretty sure a lot of this is public. This little pop here, they probably made more in market cap, as in the value of the company, than they did in having to pay people off. But that comes on in about 10 minutes. So let's listen to it. I'm curious what's going on. Millions, not thousands. 860 million. 860 million. Yeah, because 4 billion would be 10%, 400,000 would be 1%, 2%. No, I think that's 1,000. That's crazy though. It's just insane. 860 million. Let's get that clear. And the point is that, like, that's just insane. It's insanity. When AMC squeezes, will it get halted all the way up and all the way down? Yeah, because we just have volatility halts. If it moves X% in a certain amount of time, you have halts up and down. Brokerages don't decide that. That's just how our market works. That's like overarching market rules. So the way right now SCSN had halts when it came down, it's also now having halts on the way back up. It's just if you move X% in a certain amount of time, typically I think it's 10% within 5 minutes, you get halted. Just want to make sure you know Houston Wade sent DM to you on your Twitter. Got to jump over for his thing. Happy Aloha Friday from Volcanology Dude in Hawaii. Shout out Leaky Mountain. Thanks for the St. Jude fundraising. More than happy to do it. I have not, I mean, there's a lot of DMs in there. I haven't really gotten to him. So I have no doubt that he did DM me, but I'll have to track him down specifically. Now we know why Robinhood needed to raise all that money. Just saying. Charles, most recent tweet. Let me make sure I can get Fox up here. That's crazy. I wonder why they shelved it. And I don't want this to come off that it's a like left or right thing. Folks, we can find people on both sides of the aisle that are doing crazy things like this when it comes to Wall Street. We very easily can. Fox Business Live. All right, it comes on at 3:45. I'm on Fox Business. Let me just track this down so we have all the audio and everything. Let me track this down. What do we have? What do we have? Who's going right now? It is surprise, surprise, or just a crappy ad right now. All right, we are good. We are good to go. I think it comes on in about 10 minutes. I think this will be interesting to listen to. I want to know the reasoning. I want to know what happened. All right. So right here, AMC, green on the day, up 0.9%. It's at 33.37. Wheels up. All right, we're waiting a couple minutes. All right, 3:45. We are waiting. Just so you know, I'm listening to it now. It's just not about it, so I'll bring it up when it's appropriate. Let's see how this is going to go. All right, couple minutes on that. Looks like Sens is trading again. Sens or Sesen. I'm now confusing it completely with Sens. Let's see how this. All right, here's SESN. Just so you know, if you're watching this, lots of halts, and it very much relates to getting denied by the FDA for, I believe, a bladder cancer treatment. I believe is what is happening. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is there only one way to make a stock go up, buying shares, and multiple ways to make it go down, selling short, selling, shorting? Well, selling is shorting. Like shorting is selling. You create a short position by selling. So at its most inherent core value, buying goes up, selling comes down. If the demand outweighs the supply, we go up. If the supply outweighs the demand, we come down. Demand greater, price up. Supply greater, price down. But you're saying selling and shorting goes down. Shorting is selling. The difference is, are you creating a position or are you getting out of a position? But shorting is what you say when you're creating the position by selling, and then you have to close the position, aka cover. That means you buy stock to get out of it. Matt, people are saying big institutions are buying, but isn't that info from June? Couldn't they have sold those shares already at 70 plus? No, that the info is from June 30th, which is past that $70 mark. So it was valid. That data was valid as of the end of the quarter, which was like June 30th. Just got back on the stream. What are we watching Fox for? What did Billy miss? Apparently, whoever this is, the financial. I've already forget who these people are. The U.S. House Committee on Financial Services, the Democratic branch of it, who I guess the chairwoman is Maxine Waters. The breaking news on it of what's going on is right here. In a huge win for Robinhood app and a big setback for Gary Gensler and AMC Apes, the Dems quietly shelves plans to ban payment for order flow, opts to study the issue after Hood lobbies, aka pays off, moderates on committee that payment for order flow has democratized trading for more. 3:45 on Fox. So we're just waiting. I want to know what's going to be said. I think that obviously has an impact on us. But I mean, here's what happened right here. It's just a huge spike. So just one thing to remember, this is Charlie. What is it? Oh, this guy just said democratization, but I thought like we were just saying it, but he's talking about like airfare. Can we get liquid IV? Yeah, I mean, I have some liquid IV right here. If you want it, the discount code is MoonGang when you're checking out. The deal on liquid IV is over? No, not at all. Just put in the discount code MoonGang and you're good to go. MoonGang. Lobby not equal to payoff. Although there is a lot of corrupt payoff in lobbying process, people pay lobby firms to look out. Oh, okay, yeah. Brian, I guess I didn't mean that in the literal sense of like it, but like you said, there are some backdoor things going on. I'm saying, does lobbying 100% always equal paying off? No, but can it in a corrupt way? Yeah. Do I think that Robinhood would do something a little bit crazy like that and like pay people off through backdoors? Yeah, I also think that, but I'm not a lawyer. So I'm not saying this is definitively what's happening. My point is that we know that Robinhood has previously engaged in a lot of like shady deals in the past. So I don't see why this would deviate from that. But yes, lobby does not 100% always equal payoff. Flora growth is ripping. Shout out Timothy. Aaron, what's going on? All right, so we have people are asking for this. 2.53 million borrowed against AMC. Short interest is 19.1%. All right, AMC getting back above 33.50. I would say, well, we're green on the day, which is awesome. First green Friday in a while, but above 33.50 is even better. That's a big technical level, so I love closing above it. Hey, Matt, thanks for not being greedy and turning members only mode like others. AMC to the moon. I only do members only. I'm not a fan of doing it, but I'll do it when chat gets a little bit unruly. All right, are we going with this? I know there's no audio. I'm just waiting. We're waiting.
Coming back on and keeping all of the viewers excited, up to date on everything that we're doing here.
I hear you. Okay, then do so. We want to see those numbers improving as the time goes by. I just started to say Robinhood stock. It has just spiked, like in the last couple of minutes, as Charlie Gasparino tweeted breaking news on the company's revenue source, payment for order flow. What happened? Why is this stock jumping? Well, wait till you hear what Charlie's about to break next. And, oh my gosh, my favorite movie, Rudy.
Next. All right, it sounds like we have to wait for some ads.
The Hollywood mogul who actually produced that movie was the executive producer.
All right, we are waiting. So it bounced off of support and then ran up to 42, but it's already giving it back. So it's not really holding that much. But I don't think that them tabling now is really that bad. But if they banned it tomorrow, I don't think any brokerage or even market makers are ready for that. For the record, I've dealt with their support and absolutely hate, and I have. So the way it would do, like, they would ban it, but then they would give them time. They would be like, okay, you have like 6 months to fix it. They wouldn't ban it and make everyone switch over the next day. It would take time. All right, let's see what's going on. It's very weird that Charlie Gasparini, whatever his name is, this dude, Charlie Gasparino, usually he's very much against us. So I find it interesting. Like, he does not like us at all. He does not like the apes. He doesn't like anything about our community. So I do find it interesting that he was the one breaking it and admitting it's a setback for Gensler and us. So I'm curious about it. What is I'm just waiting for the ads to play through just so everyone knows, like, I hear it. Apparently all 11 ads. What do we have? Interesting. Well, we're waiting. Yeah, but I don't know. It's interesting that he's coming through with some news about things that we've been talking about when he just very much does not like us for whatever reason. Whatever reason. What else do we have going on? Shout out to Rumble. Shout out to everyone listening on Rumble right now. Just so you know, if you don't know what Rumble is, it's a small, like, it's a contender to YouTube. It's another video streaming, video upload service, and I think it's good because, like, right now YouTube does dominate it. But I think it's cool that Rumble is giving them it. They're trying to be competition. So right now we're dual streaming, multi-streaming between YouTube and Rumble. So check it out on Rumble if you haven't already. I'm Matt Kohrs, if you want to find me there. But it's just a nice redundancy for me that's off the YouTube platform. It makes me feel more safe, honestly. All right, what do we have going on here? Are we doing this yet? Are we doing this? All right, let me get this up and running. Come on. Let's see what happens. I want to know what's going on with payment for order flow, and I think a lot of us do. A lot of us do. Come on, let's load. These are very weird ads. All right. Where are we at? So right now, AMC is at 33.50, right at this breakout level. I don't think it's that much of a coincidence that, like, we're at this level by any means. Let's see how it closes on Friday. This isn't like a level like the Battle of 801. It's not like that. This is more of a nice psychological win. This won't have, like, impact on where we are or aren't going, as in a gamma squeeze. It's more of a nice psychological win. Dynamite. But obviously, every cent higher, better for us. All right, let's see what's going on here. Apes inspired me to make a donation to St. Jude. Hey, shout out, Robert. I appreciate that. Hey, anyone that is making a donation to St. Jude in the name of Ape Nation and Moon Gang, if you want to be a part of it, like I said, I want to make a little bit of a collage. So if you could screenshot it to me, I'll make like a cool collage of all the people who did individual donations. I will never like Charlie, no matter what he says after his Twitter meltdown where he personally insulted me in every app. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is like he is not in any way liked by the community, but I'm not a fan of him. I don't like him, but I want to know the information of what's going on with payment for order flow.
Okay, I want you to look at this intraday picture of Robinhood stock. At the very moment that Charlie put out this tweet, it was around 3:09 p.m. Eastern time. He tweeted, quote, "In a huge win for Robinhood and a big setback for Gary Gensler," who, of course, is the SEC commissioner, "and the AMC apes,
hey,
Financial Services Committee Dems quietly shelved plans to ban payment for order flow." Charlie's tweet, moving Hood stock, which spiked higher at the moment, and right now, as you can see, stands at, can somebody tell me, please? $51. up 6.25%. To Charlie Gasparino. Wait, I'm sorry, Charlie. Please clarify. You say this is bad news for the AMC apes. Some of them like Robinhood now.
Most of them don't. And it's not just Robinhood. There's a whole conspiracy theory among the AMC apes that payment for order flow is a way that brokers like Citadel rip off people and ripping off them and helps them. And they go so far as to say it's a little QAnon-ish. I don't want to indulge it too much, but it's they control that Citadel and Kenny Griffin. They call him Kenny G, by the way. Remember the guy with the trumpet, Kenny G? Every time they call him Kenny G. Sax. It's a sax. I'm sorry. Saxophone.
It's a saxophone.
It just reminds me of the saxophone dude, Kenny G.
About
they call
to
him Kenny
freak out,
G.
folks.
And he's
I'm about to
manipulating
lose
markets
my
to
mind.
dark
I get it.
pools and this and payment for order flow. In any event, so the Financial Services Committee was looking at it. They were looking at banning it. There's a ranking member called Brad Sherman, Democrat, obviously. Maxine Waters, a Democrat, runs it, who was talking about banning it. And then quietly, in the last week, from what we understand, it's not what we understand, we've confirmed, they decided to essentially punt on this. They've said that they're going to direct. They put out legislation. Let's see if it even gets to the floor. That's unclear if if Nancy Pelosi, the House Speaker, is going to introduce it to the floor, and then the Senate has to vote on it to become law. But so the legislation that came out was that they want the SEC to study it and possibly study a banning of it. So it's a complete punt. It's a huge victory for Robinhood. Why is this? That's why Robinhood stock's going up. And the reason why is because they make a lot of money on payment for order flow. I mean, let's just define what it is. You get to trade at no cost at Robinhood, low cost and no cost at other discount brokers, depending on which one you use, because those brokers essentially take your buy and sell orders and sell it to someplace else, sell it to another broker. That broker matches the buyers and sellers, makes money off of the bid and ask spread. This is completely normal stuff. It sounds nefarious, but it's not, trust me. And they pay you for that money. Robinhood gets a lot of its revenues from that. So if it's going to be banned, as some people were talking about, well, that would hurt Robinhood, particularly as it just became public. And it looks like, at least in the short term, I mean, you can never say it's never going to be banned, but a bill like this being handled the way it is means it's going to take a long time for it to be banned. At least the legislation won't happen. Gary Gensler could come out and try to pass a rule that banning it, but it sounds like that's kind of an uphill battle as well. And so how did it go from let's ban it to let's study it? And the reason why is because Robinhood spoke, and I'm probably Citadel. I have this part I'm just conjecturing on, but they said, listen, you want to democratize the markets? No matter what you say about what we're doing, we have made sure more people could trade cheaply and more easily than at any time. Trading, democratization means more minorities are now trading stocks because it's easier and cheaper. The one way you do that is through payment and order flow, because nothing comes totally for free. And by the way, it's not that much. It's not a scam. I mean, you think Ken Griffin is scamming people? They're giving you the best execution. That's where we are. Realize that's why the stock is up. Back to you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's the way.
By the way, you wouldn't believe how many people have told me. You wouldn't believe how many people told me I was on the right side of that McDonald's argument.
Oh,
that I was
wrong.
right, you were wrong. The suits need to get your asses in the office, not just the people flipping hamburgers.
That is not the issue. You tried
All
to
right.
say that McDonald's was a small company, Charlie.
No, I was saying that the suits got.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm trying to not freak out here. But all right. It's 3:54. Fuck it. That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Let's run down that entire stupid list of word vomit that came out of their both of them were dumb. Both of them literally should not be doing what they're doing because they don't know what they're talking about. First one, lady, no clue who she is. It started off, we already knew this was about to be bullshit. when she said, I think that the apes, like she rolled her eyes, she's like, I thought they like Robinhood. No one in this community is like, we like Robinhood. Not a single soul. That's bullshit. Right out of the gate. Bullshit alarm, spidey senses. That was stupid. There is no one out there in this community of retail that's like, oh, no, like we love Robinhood now. That never happened. So right away, she lost her credibility because she's just not saying anything that makes sense. All right. More importantly, Charlie, whoever that dude is, man, I thought he had a moment to like somewhat redeem his image of just being like a liar. But right there, he said a conspiracy that payment for order flow is damaging to the markets. It's not advantageous to be a retail trader. It's not a conspiracy. People who have literal expertise in the market have said it is bad. It is banned in the UK. It is illegal in the UK. It is banned. It is illegal in Canada. So he's saying a conspiracy that market experts in the US have said this is bad. He's saying that they're all wrong. He's saying that the governing body of Canada's market is wrong. The governing body of the UK market is gone because it's all conspiracy. We're in the conspiracy, and this ding dong on Fox, Charlie, he's saying, no, it's a conspiracy. Everyone else has it wrong. Dave Lauer, an expert, says it's completely wrong. People who have left Citadel said it is wrong. Why is it wrong? It's such a red herring of an argument to be like, oh, you're getting better execution. They're getting better execution, yes, and that is the dude is probably paid off by Citadel because that's Citadel's argument. Citadel says, hang on, this is great. Payment for order flow is great because we give you better execution. Okay, there's certain ways you can slice the data to make it look like that, but it's better execution relative to the shitty environment that you've created because of payment for order flow. Payment for order flow is basically saying all of the orders are going to get routed to a market maker. They're not going to go to a lit exchange or dark pool. They go right to that market maker who did payment for order flow. It's saying, hey, send all your orders to us and we'll pay you for that. What this has created is it segments the entire retail trading public. When you segment the entire retail trading public, that means leftover, as in lit exchanges, on exchange trading, it's much more of a competitive environment. When you have a much more competitive environment, the people setting the bid and the ask spread, those market makers on the lit exchange, because it's so competitive, it's widening the spread. When you widen the spread, that means that it's going to cost money. Your pension funds, your ETFs, your retirement accounts, people trading in there, those types of things, mutual funds, et cetera, that costs them money because you're widening the spread. You have to widen the spread because it's more competitive because no one in retail is trading there. So relative to this shitty widened spread, of course it's better execution. And they're like, hang on, better execution. Look how bad that spread is. We beat the MBBO. You should all be coming to us. The only reason you're beating it is because you're relatively better than the thing that you made that's already bad. So if you bring it all the way down and then you're slightly better than that, you can't argue that you did so much better. It's such a mentally weak argument, but that makes sense because the argument's coming from a mentally weak person. It adds up. Mentally weak argument, mentally weak person. What do you think? You see the connection there? This is so incredibly stupid. And it's actually legitimately frustrating because people are going to be watching that who don't know actually what's going on. They're going to see it on news and be like, hang on, why are these people arguing for payment for order flow? Why didn't he not mention that it's banned in 2 countries? Why did he not mention that market professionals have a serious issue? Why did he not mention that in 2004, 2005, Citadel Securities argued against payment for order flow before they had their own payment for order flow system set up? I'm taking crazy pills. This is insane. This is stupid. This is the most ridiculous, weak argument, and it's such an incredible red herring, and it's so riddled with misinformation that I can feel my cortisol levels going through the roof. It's so stupid. And hang on, I did have a part 3 to this, that
because of this. This came out from nowhere else. Ding, ding, ding. The market's over. But hang on, this is important. This argument came from nowhere else. I would argue right here, like this news being broke by Charlie dipshit is what pumped Robinhood. This is not news. Everyone else is reporting on Charlie's comments, as in, like, he was the single source that started this. And it's what he's reporting is actually very, very weird. Like, think about this. So he comes out with the tweet. Hang on. Let's do some time checks. This is important. Hang on. Before, I know it's 4 p.m. I know it's Friday, but like, I just indulge me for 1 second. Check this out. We're doing this live. So Charlie, where are you? I need to find his account. Check this out. Check it out. Where is it? All right, here is where I'm bringing this is I think Charlie is the one that ended up pumping the stock. Where did he do this? What time? I want the exact time. So he tweeted this at 3:09 p.m. today, August 13th, 3:09. 3:09, right? Look at this. His tweet is what pumped Robinhood. 3:09. Look where the cursor is, folks. How is this legal? It was his tweet. He is the source of this information. But even this is like, it's bullshit. So 3:09 is what right here. 3:09 and we rip. We go from what? 49, 49.70, 49.80, all the way up to 52. It's his tweet that shot Robinhood up. But what's weird about this is if you look at it and then listen back to his actual interview, I was like, oh, did they pass on the bill? He's not even properly, if you look at 4617, the thing I've already made videos about, this one, he's like, oh, his big argument, listen to his verbiage. He's like, oh, they went from banning it to now they're going to look into it. We've already known that for a while. I've done videos on 4617 right here. To require the SEC to carry out a study of payment for order flow. We already knew that it was a study. This particular bill had nothing to do with banning it. 4617, as of July 22nd, this is old news. This dude, Charlie, is tweeting about something we already know. He's like, oh, hang on a second. Look it, they're only going to study it. They're not going to ban it. We know that, man. He's bringing this up. We knew July 22nd to require the SEC to study. And he's now on the show of saying like it's some big thing that they're going to study it now. They're not actually going to ban it. We knew it was a study the entire time. What? This is not new news. And he came out and he tweeted it as if it's like some big thing. This was not a breaking news thing at all. Ops right here. It's in his own words. Ops to study the issue. This is not a scoop. Dude, it's a scoop that he took from YouTubers from weeks ago, man. That's not a scoop. Ops to study. What are you talking about, ops to study? July 22nd. That's not a scoop. That's not breaking journalism. You, right there, this apparently respected reporter is taking news from like what YouTubers have been talking about since literally the end of July. This is so stupid. So this isn't a scoop. Payment for order flow is not a conspiracy to whatever her name is. No one in this community likes Robinhood. And alone, this tweet, which is not a scoop, it's in no way breaking news, is directly what pumped the stock at the end of the day. 309. You cannot make this up. This is so stupid. This is so insane. Wow. Like, okay. I thought this guy was about to like somewhat redeem himself and like be somewhat of a, I guess, come to the realm of not just hating us to hate us and like actually get back to like, hang on, maybe trying to express the truth and get down, like some journalistic integrity. Nothing about this has integrity. Every little facet of this, no matter how you break it down, has like mental flaws and logical issues involved. Ops to study, it's not new news. Payment for order flow is not a conspiracy, and no one in the community actually cares about Robinhood. This is stupid. This is wrong. He should not have done this. This is like very morally corrupt. It's logically stupid and morally corrupt. And Charles, like, you know what you're doing. Like, he's not that big of a dumbass to not understand it. Like, this is so dumb. Well, I bet, this just makes me more happy. I bet, I don't know, like this lobbying thing. Now, this story has taken some twists and turns. I actually thought he had some breaking news, but I guess color me surprised. He had no breaking news. None whatsoever. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. All right, folks. Well, ding, ding, ding. It is Friday. The market closed halfway through that rant. Absurd. That absurd story to play out. AMC's 33.48. GME is at 162.50. And that's where we're at on the day. That is where we are. Look, buddy, maybe you should calm down. Maybe I should calm down. Well, folks, it's Friday. I wish it ended on a more humorous note. I very much wish this ended on a more humorous note, but it's Friday. Enjoy whatever it is, morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it is. I hope you're having an absolutely excellent one. And then, yeah, I hope you're having a good one. I want to dive more into this and see what's going on, but I hope you have a good one. Enjoy your afternoon. Enjoy your night. I'll be posting some content this weekend, and then I'll be back to streaming on Monday. But kick back, relax. The market's closed on the weekend. Mentally, emotionally recoup, get some vitamin D in your system, spend some time with family, friends. Please do not forget about what's going on with St. Jude. If you are not in the financial situation to donate, there's still a way to help. You can you could retweet, you could do all that stuff. If you want to do that, that's awesome. This will be ending on Sunday. These shirts you see right here, you will not be able to get them past Sunday. They're all limited edition, 100% of profits going directly to St. Jude. And then on top of that, we're doing some other things. Speaking of payment for order flow, which is not a conspiracy theory, it's literally debated by very informed intellectual people. If you want to get away from payment for order flow, check out public.com/Matt Kohrs. No payment for order flow, and all the orders are sent to a lit exchange. So honestly, if you just want to stick it to Charlie and whatever that dipshit comment was, you could check out public. So that was another thing. He's like, how could you do free trading without payment for order flow? Public.com is the proof, the counterexample that he doesn't know what he's talking about. Public.com, no payment for order flow, and yet free trading. Charlie, the dude doesn't know what he's talking about. So check that out as well. If you want to see the law, the bill that's being discussed, not a law, it's a bill, HR 4617. So check that out. But overall, thanks for hanging out with me today. Thanks for hanging out with me this week. I appreciate all the support. I very much appreciate the support that everyone is sending to St. Jude. Thank you so much. I will end up catching you sometime this weekend when I post some videos, and then I'll catch you again on Monday. But no matter where you are, remember, from me and Chair, best of luck in the markets.